It's here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I already took a sneak peek. So these are like second first impressions, but I haven't opened the actual products yet. So let's get the less interesting stuff out of the way. The zine, which has everything that I need to know in it. The really cool print. This is definitely a super interesting print. It took 2 months to get this box though, so not even because of mailing, just because, I don't know. I ordered this so long ago. But some A5 watercolor paper. It doesn't seem too thick. Like, I feel like it'll warp. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to rip it. It's just tissue paper. Ooh, okay. Here we go. So here's the little sticker. I do love the sticker. I'll probably put that on my next sketchbook. And then the watermelon candy. I'll try that now. Oh, it's bubblegum. Faber-Castell pen. I have one of these in 0.5 and they're pretty nice. So this one's a little bit thicker. Paintbrush. Ooh, even says ScrawlRBox. Okay, time for this. Ooh, that's so pretty. Smart color set belongs to. Okay, so it has this little mixing sheet. This little set is so cute. I love that it came like this. I love all the little colors and the packaging. The packaging is perfect. And then swatch sheet. That's so, I love the cork. This is so like new, if that makes sense. Like, you see the typical like plastic pans. This is like something new and fun. I mean, it's watercolor, but just the innovation on the packaging is a big step up. I like this. And then, I didn't know you also got a postcard. I really like that. Let's get to swatching, I guess. That's really pretty. Nice, vibrant orange. Ooh, that's like a Barbie pink. This is like Barbie release week. Ooh, that's really pretty. Wow. Okay, love that color. It's like an emerald green color. Very typical blue. Ooh, a really nice deep violet. And then we're gonna have burnt umber, so brown. Yep. So far, love that. Love it. Here's the paper, which seems just like standard watercolor paper. So, what I've actually been doing lately is a painting a day challenge. So, here. I'm on day 4. And I have watercolor sheets cut out. So I think I'm gonna just use this watercolor paper to make those sheets and continue with this challenge so that I can do my challenge. You can see part of the challenge on YouTube. Now that these are a bit more dry, look at those colors. I love the orange. I think the orange and the alizarin crimson are my favorite. The violet's very dark and it's kind of hard to see on camera. It's more purpley in person. But these are so pretty. Oh my gosh. And then that's the pen. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. Okay, 10 out of 10. Obsessed. Okay, so I'm gonna go cut this off camera because this is drying and I don't want to disturb it while cutting this. And I think with the size, it'll actually make almost perfect size. Okay, this is my original paper and this is the ScrawlRBox paper. So I'll do the shake test. You can kind of see, even switching hands, like how much flimsier the ScrawlRBox paper is. It's very thin. You can tell there's a difference, if that makes sense. You can even kind of see the thickness itself in person. I don't think you'll be able to see it on camera, but yeah, so I'm not upset, but I just would like to point that out to everyone looking for an honest review.
Hello. I realize now that this is a month-old project that I was very negative in this unboxing, and I don't really know why I was so negative because it's a really nice box. Listen, it has been like 2, 3 months maybe since I recorded this, and I still use these watercolors. I love them. I love them actually to the point where I am upset that they don't sell them in America. Do you know where they sell them? Not America. I don't know. They're not on Amazon, and I couldn't find where to buy them. But it's like this VIviva Watercolors, I think it's called. I love the cork palette. I love the packaging. I'm like a freak for packaging. If it has good packaging, then nothing else matters, right? Right. Also, funny story. I got a mic for my birthday because I'm recording this audio so much later, and I was so mad. I thought it broke within a few days. I just had the audio settings still coming through the computer and not the mic. So I kept recording and then having to re-record, and I was like, why is it not working? And I charged it and everything and it still wasn't working. Anyway, user error. I had it to where it was still coming through the computer rather than my microphone. So it was my own fault. Funny story. Yeah, I've been trying to upload this for a really long time and couldn't figure out why my mic wouldn't work, and I was getting very upset, like irrationally upset. But anyway, let's talk about this actual box. So the color palette that they chose is absolutely gorgeous. I am obsessed with this paint palette. I love the cork packaging. I can't get over the cork packaging, okay? It's everything, and I love the colors. They're not colors I would typically use. I'm more of like a earthy color person, but these colors, they're so creamy. They are delicious. They are the best colors I have ever used in my entire life. I think they're the best watercolors I've ever used, like actual. The colors are just beautiful. It was a great palette. I am highly obsessed with it. Um, let's talk about the liner. So the liner I wasn't the biggest fan of, but that's because I was doing a mini art challenge. So the liner was a bit bigger than I would typically use for a 3x4 inch piece, which you can see on that white flower. It was just, ugh. I didn't wait for the paint to dry, which was once again user error, and that was killing this pen. And I was using a 0.7 thing, and I for something like this I'd usually use like a 0.5 or a 0.1. Yeah, so I decided, you know what? That piece was not good enough. I cannot leave these beautiful watercolors and leave it off with a bad piece. So I started something new. I actually usually used to do a whole lot of house drawings. Like, I do house commissions a lot. I've drawn a lot of buildings. And so I was like, you know what? That's something that I typically do in watercolor. It's something that I know I'm strong with. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to use the liner. So it turned out so good because I was doing these they're literally 3x4 inches. They're tiny little pieces, and a 0.7 liner is not what I was going for. I was looking for something more like dainty and discreet and just not a 0.7 liner. Okay, so I started this piece and I was like, I love these watercolors so much. I have to just make a good piece for this video, okay? Because this is a really great box. I was so negative when I first opened it, but I think I was in a bad mood. I don't really know why because it was 2 months ago, but yeah, I was very negative when I opened this box. But now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like, hey, this was a good box. I like this box. I like these watercolors a lot. The paper is just like okay. I mean, I've had a lot better watercolor than what I got in this box, or I mean, watercolor paper. The watercolor was great. The watercolor paper was like mediocre. It wasn't that thick. It warped very easily, but the colors moved nicely on it, so I can't complain too much about it. But yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of the paper. I ended up using it for Inktober because Inktober is now over, and I just used it for that, and it worked fine because I don't know. I was just using ink, so it wasn't that big of a deal, and I used it for Inktober, so it's not like it went to waste. I just wouldn't really use it for anything more than ink, and even using it for the watercolor, it warped a lot, and I had to tape it down to keep it from warping a lot, and it still managed to warp being taped down. So yeah, not my favorite paper. But I mean, all in all, this box was mwah, chef's kiss. I definitely think I got what I paid for, and I wish I could get the watercolors in America. But this box was the ScrawlRBox, and that isn't even in America. And then I used my Micron because I wanted a thin line. Like I said, the other one was a bit too thick for my liking. Yeah, so I just went in with like that really thin liner, and yeah, I really, 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 really love this piece. It's probably my favorite piece ever. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a nice day. Here's the final pieces. I love this one. I'm obsessed. I still love it.